Hi there, Luke here with another video. For those of you unfamiliar with our channel, my husband Tyler and I make weekly travel videos where we document our experiences since moving from North America to the UK. If you've been following our travel series, you'll know that we have been documenting our trip that we did in the summer of 2021 up until this point in Scotland, Spain, and Portugal. But in this video, we're going to start the beginning of where we shifted gears in our journey and we headed to Eastern Europe, starting in the country of Romania. If you're wondering why we shifted gears so drastically from Western Europe to Eastern Europe, the main reason why is we wanted to do a bit more traveling in the European continent, but wanted to leave the Schengen area, which is a region of mostly European Union countries that have a limit of the number of days that you are allowed to stay and travel in those countries. Generally, for non-EU citizens, it is 3 months. And so because we were reaching the end of our 3-month time in the Schengen area, we wanted to go to countries in Europe that did not have this rule. And even though Romania is part of the European Union, it is not part of the Schengen Agreement. So you are able to go to Romania with a fresh slate, and you don't have to worry about staying too many days within the EU Schengen area. So that was our motivation for going to Romania at this point in our trip. We managed to get a direct flight from Lisbon, Portugal, to Bucharest, the capital of Romania. We arrived late afternoon, early evening, and we met up with Tyler's sister, Carly, because at this point in our trip, we were traveling around Romania with her, which was a really fun change of pace. Up until this point, it had just been Tyler and me, so it was nice to have a travel companion who could explore this new country with us. We had a pretty chill evening, enjoying a nice traditional dinner at a traditional Romanian restaurant called Caru cu Bere, and after dinner, we enjoyed just a short walk around the city. If you are walking around Bucharest at night, I definitely recommend checking out the Bucharest fountains because the lights and atmosphere here are quite fun, and it was a nice introduction to Bucharest at night. A fun side note, we did enjoy revisiting these fountains during the day because it has a very different feeling and ambiance to it. The following day, we spent our time enjoying some of the highlights in the city of Bucharest, for which there were many, so I will just mention some of the highlights that we particularly enjoyed. One highlight that we enjoyed was the Old Town, which involved walking down the pretty Pasajul Victor, which is famous for basically being the umbrella street because of this cool art display of umbrellas suspended above the street. Another thing to be aware of when you visit Romania is that it is a pretty religious country, so there are a lot of churches that you can visit and enjoy. One of the ones that we particularly enjoyed visiting in Bucharest was the historic Stavropoleos Monastery. This is an Eastern Orthodox monastery built in the year 1724 and was later restored and rebuilt in the early 20th century following damage by fires, inefficient administration, and earthquakes during the 19th century. The church is built in the Branco-Venesque style, and the Branco-Venesque style, also known as the Wallachian Renaissance or Romanian Renaissance, is an artistic style that evolved during the administration of Prince Constantin Brâncoveanu in the late 17th and early 18th century. This particular design style developed in Wallachia in present-day southern Romania. Branco-Venesque style is a synthesis between the Byzantine, Ottoman, and late Renaissance styles of architecture. We also stopped briefly at the St. Demetrius Church, which is a Romanian Orthodox church with beautiful interior painted frescoes and a lavish golden iconostasis. The iconostasis is a vertical element commonly found in Orthodox and Eastern Catholic churches. It is essentially a wall of icons and religious paintings, separating the nave from the sanctuary in a church. One of our favorite churches that we visited in Bucharest, though, I would have to say would be St. Anthony's Church, which is considered the oldest religious building maintained in its original aspect in Bucharest and is a place of pilgrimage for people from around the world. It is the only place in Romania where every Tuesday people come in pilgrimage from 6:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. St. Anthony's Church was built in the middle of the 16th century, and originally the temple was part of the palace complex. For over 200 years, until 1842, it was the coronation site of the Wallachian rulers. Another place worth mentioning in Bucharest is a really cool bookshop that we visited called the Cărturești Carousel. The Cărturești Carousel is a unique bookstore in the center of Bucharest, and it happens to be situated in an old bank. It has 6 levels and has over 10,000 volumes of books available for purchase. Beyond just books, you may be surprised to learn that this is also a cultural living space. So you'll also find a modern art gallery, an inviting bistro, and multimedia rooms as well. From here, we continued walking through Bucharest, and we found ourselves at the Dealul Mitropilei. The Dealul Mitropilei is a small hill in Bucharest and an important historic, cultural, architectural, religious, and touristic point in the national capital. From a religious point of view, it is one of the centers of Romanian Orthodoxy. The headquarters of the Romanian Patriarchy and the residence of the Patriarch are both located here. Here, we visited one of the main buildings in this area called the Patriarchal Cathedral of Saints Constantine and Helena. The building was built in the year 1659 under the orders of the Prince Constantine Șerban. The facade is in the Brâncovenesque style, and all of the original frescoes and sculptures were destroyed except for the icon of Constantine and Helena, who are the patron saints of the cathedral. Afterwards, we enjoyed going to a nice ice cream shop called Sweetology, which offered a really interesting and wide array of different flavors. We finished our day in Bucharest by having a nice dinner at the Hanului Manuk, which is the oldest operating hotel building in Bucharest. It also houses a popular restaurant, several bars, a coffee house, and several stores. After we were finished enjoying the city sights of Bucharest, we proceeded to enjoy other parts of Romania. We rented a car out of a car rental agency in Bucharest, and we proceeded to our first city outside of Bucharest, which was Sinaia. Sinaia was named after the Sinaia Monastery, which was built in the year 1695. It's located in a mountainous area on the Prahova River, just east of the Bucegi Mountains, making it ideal for hiking and winter sports, especially downhill skiing. We enjoyed leisurely walking around the town of Sinaia, which had cute buildings and streets. One of the main highlights, I would say, of visiting Sinaia, if you happen to visit here, is Peles Castle. Commissioned by King Carol I in the year 1873 and completed in 1883, the castle served as the summer residence of the royal family until 1947. It was built on an existing medieval route linking Transylvania and Wallachia. Peles Castle is a masterpiece of German New Renaissance architecture and is considered by many one of the most stunning castles in Europe. And I would have to say we definitely agree, this castle really did stand out for us in the grand scheme of castles that you can see in Europe. Intricately carved wood, marble, stained glass windows, it really is one of the most beautiful and unique castles we've seen. A fun fact about this castle too is that Peles Castle was the first European castle to have electricity, and it even has its own power plant. The castle also has a lovely garden that you can walk around for free and enjoy views of the castle as well as the surrounding Carpathian Mountains. After we enjoyed our fantastic visit to Peles Castle, we proceeded to enjoy a scenic drive towards Bucegi Natural Park. Our main destination during this drive was to visit the Ialomiței Cave. The Ialomiței Cave is located on the right side of Ialomița Gorge and is one of the most popular caves to visit in Romania. Entrance to the cave at the time that we went was about 10 Romanian lei, which at the time was about €2, and it only took about 30 to 40 minutes to complete. Right at the cave's entrance lies Ialomiței Monastery, which was built in the 16th century by the Prince of Wallachia. The monastery has burned down several times since its construction, but has been rebuilt with beautifully painted frescoes. In order to get here, you have to park your car at a small parking area by several accommodations and walk the remainder of the way on foot. The walk takes about 20 minutes through the forest and countryside, and you get some really great views of the picturesque gorge. On our way back, we stopped briefly at Lake Bolboc for some lovely late afternoon views. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. We had an awesome time in Romania, and I hope you'll see through the next few videos how much there is to see and do in Romania outside of Bucharest. If you want to see that, be sure to stay tuned, be sure to subscribe, comment, like, and leave a tip with the super thanks button if you're so inclined. And check out our next video where we check out more of the natural beauty of Romania. In particular, we do an amazing hike in Bucegi. We also visit Brașov and Peles Castle. Not to be missed, because probably one of our favorite experiences in Romania in this upcoming video. So stay tuned for that. See you at the next one. Bye!